Hello everyone, this is Kasim Riaz. Welcome to another video. In this video today we are gonna to practice few questions related to accounting for receivables because I have already uploaded three videos there. In the first video we talked about bad debts expenses under allowances method, and the second video was related to bad debts expense under direct write-off method, and the third video was related to the accounting for receivable factoring. Because to practice the question, to understand the question, you must be aware with the concept of accounting for receivables, and I will provide the description of those three videos, the link of those three videos in the description of this video. Okay, so here we have a question number one. So they're telling you an analysis of an entity's $150,000 account receivable at year end resulted in 5,000 ending balance for its allowances for uncollectible account. Actually, you have receivable amount 150,000 at the end of the year, and you have closing balance of allowance of 5,000, and we have a bad debts expense of $2,000. This is actually you can see there is a difference between ending balance of the allowance and bad debts expense. Actually, it is the balance sheet approach. Okay, because under balance sheet approach, what we do, we take the difference of opening allowance and the closing allowance, we record as a bad debts expense. So here we go. They're telling you that during the past year, recoveries on the bad debts previously written off were correctly recorded at $5,000. Like we have recovered certain bad debts which have been written off in the last period. So here they are telling you if the beginning balance in the allowances for uncollectible account was 4,500. So let's assume if it is a beginning balance of the allowance account, what was the amount of account receivable written off as uncollectible during the year? So here actually the question is what amount of account receivable written off as uncollectible during the year. So here we have a four option. So to understand the concept and these questions, what we need to just we need to revise quickly what we studied previously. If you remember, I told you these equations in my previous video. So if you want to calculate, for example, closing allowance, a balance of the allowance account, so how we can calculate, this is the equation which can be used. So they are telling you what equation we will use. So we will take opening balance of the allowances for uncollectible account. Here we will take the opening balance. Okay, then we will add here bad debts expense for the period, because when we record the bad debts expense under allowances method, what we make the entry, we make debit bad debts expense, credit allowances for uncollectible accounts. So actually we will make the summation here. Then we have a add sorry less account receivable written off. Like when you write off the bad debts under allowances method, what entry you pass? You pass the debit goes to allowances for uncollectible account and credit goes to receivable account. So this because here allowances is debit, so that is why we will subtract here. So then we have here plus collection of account receivable previously written off. If you remember, when we collect the bad debts which have previously written off, so what entry we pass? We pass the entry debit cash credit allowances. So again allowances is credit. So because allowance nature is credit, and in this entry allowance is also credit, so it means if we will add it here. So this is how you will get the closing balance of the allowance. Now here you should remember, because I'm also discussing the concept what we learned previously. So here the question is about what? The question is asking about how much bad debts expense written off, account receivable written off. This is what the value he is asking here, account receivable written off during the period. If you will just go back to the question, you can check here. So telling you what was the amount of account receivable written off as uncollectible during the year. So this is what is the requirement here. So what we need to do, so just we need to reverse this equation. So if you want to reverse this equation, this one, because you want to calculate the account receivable written off, so what will be the equation will be, you will take like this. What you will do, you write here closing balance of allowance, because we are going reverse, and then now when we go reverse, so the plus will become minus and minus will become plus. So we will take closing balance of allowance, and then you can see here it is a plus. collection of account receivable previously written off. Now you will minus this one here, less collection of account receivable previously written off, and then you will subtract your less bad debts expense for the period, because in the above equation this was plus value. Now you need to subtract here, okay? And then less opening balance for uncollectible account, like this is the opening allowance balance. So because it was the positive value here, so now you need to subtract this value. So this is how you will get account receivable written off during the period. So we are going to put this equation to calculate account receivable written off during the period in front of the question, and we will put the values there now. So here we go. So this is the same equation, just we wrote it here. So now we have a closing balance of allowance 5,000, and it is given here. This closing balance of allowance 5,000, it is given in the question here. Okay, like as he told you, resulted in 5,000 ending balance of its allowance for uncollectible. So this is the closing balance. Then they're telling you we will subtract here collection of account receivable previously written off, and the previously written off account receivable was 500. It is given here. You can look at here, because he told you recoveries on bad debts previously written off were correctly recorded at 500. So this is what you will put it here, minus 500. Now less bad debts expense for the period. So bad debts expense for the period is 2,000. Okay, and this 2,000 value is given here. You can look at here, bad debts expense of $2,000 during the past year. Okay, so this is 2,000, you will subtract here. Then you have a opening balance for uncollectible account. Opening balance is also given in the question as 4,700. You can look at here, uh, if the beginning balance in the allowance for uncollectible account was 4,700. So if you will solve this equation, so like 5,000 minus 500 minus 2,000 minus 4,700, so you will get account receivable written off. So this is the answer, so which is 2,200, and this is it means the option C is correct option. So I hope it is clear. Now I'm going to move to the second question. Here we have a question number 2. They're telling you the following information applies to a manufacturing company which has a 6-month operating cycle. Okay, so the company has an operating cycle of 6 months. So here we have a cash sales $100,000. We have credit sales during the 6th month with the net 30 days terms. Like maybe you made this credit sale during the 6th month, but you gave the 30 days credit period to the customer, and this credit sale amount is $150,000. Then they're telling you we have another information, credit sales during the 5th month with special terms of the net 9 months. Like you made the sales in the 5th month, but the customer will pay you within 9 months. Okay, so the credit sale here is 10,000. So investment, here we have a interest earned and accrued on an investment that matures during 3 months of the next cycle. So this is the interest income on the investment. So then what is the question? The total of company's trade account receivable at the end of current cycle is. So they're asking about trade account receivables, okay, at the end of the current cycle. So here we should remember now the rule for the US GAAP. So as per US GAAP, so what we will do when we can say it is current assets or non-current asset. So here first we need to quickly revise the definition, and then we will come back to the question. So here they're telling you receivable, because here we are talking about receivables, because you have to calculate trade account receivable at the end of accounting cycle. So here let's have a look as per GAAP. What is the definition for receivable? Receivables are classified as current assets on balance sheet if it is expected to be collected within, okay, within, like you will sit at the reporting date and you have to check these 2 points. If the receivables will be collected within operating cycle, which is 6 months, or 1 year from the reporting date, the period of 1 year, whichever is longer. So here the longer, if you will look at here at the end of 6 months, you will sit. So you will check the period of next 6 months, okay, which is operating cycle, and the period of next 1 year. Okay, so and you will select the longer one. So longer one is the period of next 1 year. So it means all the receivables which will be collected within the period of 1 year from the reporting date, so that should be classified as current assets. Otherwise it will be non-current asset. So if you will look at it, so you have to focus now on the period of 1 year, because this is as per gap, US gap I'm discussing. Okay, so here, if you will look at the question, cash sale is not the part of receivable. Okay, because we have to calculate the amount for trade account receivable, trade account receivables. Okay, trade means which will arise due to your normal course of business. Okay, so cash sale will not be the part of trade receivables. Credit sales during the fifth month. So with the net 30 days terms. Okay, it means this you will collect even within 30 days. So and you have a benchmark of period of 1 year here, but this will be collected within 30 days. So it means it is of course our current asset. So we will take this credit sale as a part of receivable, 150,000. Then you have a credit sales during the fifth month with special terms of 9 months. Okay, so you actually you made a sale in fifth month. Okay, but this will be collected within 9 months. It means it will be collected within a year. Okay, when you will sit at the end of 6 months. Okay, and you will see which amount you will collect within 1 year. So it means this is going to be collected within 9 months. It means it is within the 1 year, so it should also be classified as trade receivables. Okay, so then we have a interest earned and accrued on an investment. This is not your trade receivable. Okay, this could be your receivables, but these are not your trade receivables, because trade receivables will arise due to the credit sales. Okay, in your normal course of business, but it is investment income, so this will not be the part of trade receivables. Okay, this 2000, it means only two values we will record as a trade receivables, which is credit sale which we have made in the sixth month. Okay, and we have a credit sale which we have made in the fifth month. So if you will make the summation, so total trade receivable amount will be 160,000, and it means option B is correct option. Now we are going to move to the question number 3. So here we go. Here we have a question. A company, question number 3, I'm going to talk about. A company uses the allowances method to account for uncollectible accounts receivable. So we are using allowance method. Okay. After recording the estimates of uncollectible accounts expense for the current year, the company decided to write off in the current year 10,000 account of a customer who had filed for bankruptcy. So here you have to remember. So it means we have we are going to write off certain amount of the bad debts. Okay, which is $10,000. What effect does this write off have on the company's current net income and the total current assets? So here we have an option, four option, like what will be the effect of write-off on the net income and on the current asset. So here they're telling you net income will increase, sorry, decrease, total current asset will decrease. Option B is no effect, decrease. Option C is decrease, no effect. Option D is no effect, no effect. So but we have to understand what was the entry under allowance method for the write-off. So here we have discussion at the time of write-off bad debts under allowances method. What entry we will pass? We will make debit allowance for uncollectible account, which amount is here as $10,000, and credit will go to receivable account, which amount with the amount of $10,000. So it means allowance balance is going to reduce, and receivable balance is also going to reduce. Why? Because usually receivable nature is debit, but here receivable is credit, so it means it's a reduction in receivable. And on the other hand, allowances for uncollectible accounts nature is credit, but here we are going to make it debit. It means allowance method is also going to decrease. So what will be the effect of this entry when you write off the bad debts? Okay, on the different uh, things of the financial statement. So we have a note number 1, like write off a particular bad debt has no effect on expense. So first point, we don't have any effect on the expense. The reason is that because these both accounts are relevant to the balance sheet, not related to income statement. Because in balance sheet, how we record the receivable, we usually take gross receivable. We will take a gross receivable, and from here we will subtract less allowances, allowances for uncollectible accounts. So this is what is the entry, sorry, the NRV. This is how we calculate the NRV for the balance sheet. Okay, for the receivables in the balance sheet. So this is called what? Net realizable value. So it means, so here the write of a particular bad debt has no effect on expense, because allowance and receivables both will affect the balance sheet. Okay, your receivable will also decrease. Okay, and with the same value your allowances will also decrease. Okay, so it means, so it will not have any effect on the expense. So second thing, when we write off the particular bad debts, write off do not affect the carrying amount of net receivable. Yes, it will not affect the carrying amount of receivables. How? Let me assume the figure here. For example, you have a gross receivables. I'm just assuming a $10. Let's assume you have a gross receivable of $10, and you have a allowances of, for example, $4. Okay, so this is how you will get NRV of $6. NRV will 6. Now let's assume there is a bad debts of $1. Okay, so what will happen? So gross receivable will be reduced by $1, so it will be 9 here, and your allowance will also be reduced by $1, and it will be $3 here. Okay, so again, you will, if you will calculate the NRV will be the $6. So that is why when you write off any bad debts, it will not affect the carrying amount of net receivables under balance sheet. Okay, so then we have here note, another note. They also have no effect on working capital. You know, guys, working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. It means if your current asset, which is receivables, NRV of the receivable, if it is not gonna to change, it means your working capital is also not gonna to change. So now let's have a look what is the impact. So it means here net income, it will not be affected. Okay, net income, and the total current assets will also be not affected. So it means both should not be affected. So option D is correct. So net income will have no effect, and total current asset will not have any effect of this write off bad debts. Now we have a question number 4. We are going to talk about here. They are telling you the based on past sorry the based on industry average, a corporation estimates that its bad debts should average 3% of credit sales. So it means it's a income statement approach, because under income statement approach what we do, we take 3%, we apply the percentage of uh, um, uncollectible accounts on credit sales. The balance in the allowance for uncollectible account at the beginning of year was 140,000. This is the opening balance of allowance. During year 3, credit sales total 10,000 sorry $10 million. Accounts of $100,000 were deemed to be uncollectible. Okay, so we have credit sale value 10 million, and we have bad debts like 10,000, and the payment was received on a $20,000 account that had previously been written off as uncollectible. So there is the recovery of the bad debts also of 20,000. The entry to record bad debt expense at the end of year 3 would include a credit to allowance for uncollectible account. In short, when you write off the, sorry, when you record the bad debts expense, and they're asking you with which amount, okay, with what amount uh, we will record the credit to the allowance for uncollectible accounts. Okay, so here we have allowances for the period under income statement approach. First, you need to calculate the allowance. So this has already covered in the previous video. So how you will calculate? So allowance for the period will be equal to 3% of the credit sales. Okay, and here we have a credit sale of 10 million. If you will take 3% of 10 million, it will give you $300,000. And with this full value, this is called allowance for the period under the income statement approach. With this full value, we will record this entry: debit bad debts expense, and credit will go to allowances for uncollectible account. It means allowances for uncollectible account will be credited with $300,000. So this is the answer. So $300,000 is option A. So it means option A is correct. I hope everyone it is clear for you guys. If you will have any question, you can ask me through the comment section. If you really like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.